Being raised by the parent that I was raised by, you had a voice, but she knew how to make you feel like there was a limit. As we grew, we learned how to use our voice. You know what I'm saying? We didn't bite our tongue. And to me, we had to play like catch up. So that form and that matter, we came across as raw, what they would say a street lingo, raw, not uncaring, uh, but we spoke what was on our mind because we was held back so many years. It's like my mom's kind of installed fear to me. Certain things you just don't do, certain things you just don't say, you know? So once I got a grip and I became grown, I did me. And doing me, I had to grow from like coming out of a shell, I would say. It wasn't easy. It was hard because we had to deal with people. And when you dealt with people at the beginning, I could say it was kind of hard because I still had my mom ways installed in me. But once I started getting used to the universe, I said, long as I didn't violate or disrespect anybody, that was on my mind, I'm going to speak. And from then on, I became who I am now, you know? And I will let people know, don't take it for disrespect. It's how you take it. I might deliver things in a certain way, but I never try to disrespect you. It might come across as very aggressive, but I guess it's sometimes I always say too, I blame the individual, the kind of person you are, and how you're gonna proceed it, more or less. I wouldn't, because I used to blame myself sometimes. I'd be like, oh, maybe I need to step back and regroup. I'm going too fast, or I'm hitting them hard, or whatever. But it was a lot that I had held in for so long. I had to get it out of my system, and the best way was to relieve it. Release it, release it, release it, release it. And I feel I'm getting better at it. Was I great at the beginning? No. I mean, but I never was disrespectful. Never, but I was very hardcore. Not street, but very hardcore. I was raw. Sometimes I didn't think before I speak. Now I think before I speak. Try to kind of sort of fix it before I say it. But if you deserve it hard, you're getting it hard. So it's and being in New York, one thing I could say, great place to be, but it's a place that I feel you should sometimes leave, learn new things, because it's not just New York. And at my age now, I'm kind of fed up with New York. I don't think anything now in New York I will miss. I really don't think anything in New York I will miss. No, because I have done so much. I felt I paid my dues in New York already. I've done it. I taught here. From babies to teenagers to adults. I have dealt with all walks of life. And if I was to leave today or tomorrow, not in death, leaving to travel or live in another place, state, or whatever, I will be fine. New York changes, I would say, material-wise. But New York is always going to be New York. You look for excitement, it's there. You look for the nightclubs, it's there. Entertainment, it's there. Being broke, it's here. Homelessness. I mean, so many different levels of New York, but it's here, it's not going to change. Will it get better? I don't think so. Only thing I think is new is modern technology when it comes to New York and the kids. Each generation changes. The kids totally change. It was rules and regulations when we grew up, and morals. Basically, we don't have that within our kids no more. they're more free to do what they want, when they want, and where they want. Totally. That's what I would say. That's my opinion. Not every kid, but I would say 80% of our kids. Yeah, they are so different from my generation. So different. But one thing I could say about my generation, we are the last of the last that actually is in our age, but you're still thinking that we're dirty. Like they said, the strong will survive. We are the survivors. Yeah. My parents, yeah, my mom's is like what, 70 plus. They was very strong, but not as active as us. Their focus was one lane. They was just going straight. We more or less went outside the box. These kids have no control. There is no box. Kids' fingers is pointing at them every day. They in the newspaper, Instagram, YouTube, and it's all negative. It's not great things that you're hearing about these kids. It's bad things. Rap, forget it. Totally disrespectful compared to us. We had a meaning. We had something to say. These kids are not saying much, nothing, but it's X-rated. To the point you have to limit the music that's being heard around your next generation of kids. You can't play their music around the younger kids. You just can't. I mean, if you do, that's your choice. Can it be done? Oh yeah, anything is possible. But would you want to if you still have the morals, respect, like I was just saying? You wouldn't want to. It's too many bitches, too many niggas. Fuck you, kill you, this, that, pull out my gap, I'm shooting you down. This is our school system. Just as bad as rap. The schools your mother put you in. The things you're doing after school program. Honestly, it's a lot. It's never just one thing that screws this kid up. Or an individual, period. It's worldly. It just is what it is. It's a worldly thing. It's not, to me, my opinion, it's not just one thing that pops up out of nowhere and then your kid just go rotten. No, it's bigger than that, way bigger than that. We just don't put our fingers on it. Rules and regulations and morals goes a long way. And as soon as we forget that, basically we're forgetting our kid and how to raise them. Basically, that's almost going into like poverty. The ghetto, the people would say. I'm being totally honest. Going back to that again. It's basically your surroundings and who is around you. Because you can be born in the projects, in the ghetto life, street thug life, and still come out on top. So I would say it's your foundation, your surroundings, and because a kid can't do it by themselves. We all know that. So it's a lot of people that take part in a kid's situation of growing up. But I wouldn't just blame it on just that one thing. We're not going to just blame it on rap. We're just not going to blame it on the games. No, you just can't do that. So to me, to have a good kid is stay in their ear, man, and talk to them a lot. That was my experience. I can't speak for everybody else. But if you keep the little moral rules, the respect around them, stay in their ear, talk to them a lot, communication goes a long way. Put them around the right people. Schools, after schools, if that's what they're going to be, an after school program, I guess you can have a good kid, but if not, yeah, you're going to lose your kid. And it's easy to lose a kid because it's an everyday thing. You just think you can do it for a couple of years. You can do it for about 11 years straight. The kid could be 12, and after that, everything you taught them and installed in them, it's gone overnight. Seen it done. It happens. Yeah. So, and sometimes too, being in a position when they're coming from a poor background, pressure, not feeling like they down. That's when they are quick to go into the streets. They feel like they gotta sell drugs, go the other direction, stuff like that. Yeah, I mean, it exists, definitely does. It do. What stops them, or what starts them? I would say basically is our opinion. It's not really a fact because you got so many different kids that had it. Some of them went right, and some of them went left. So, is it the individual that gets it? Especially when you have two individuals came in this, literally was born in the same home, had the same upbringing, and one went left and one went right. How do you explain that? Yeah, that's what I say. It's an individual choice. And as a kid, you become a teenager, you make your own choices sometimes. Sometimes you got parents that break their neck, give a kid, and when you look at their lifestyle, you go, they have the greatest life. They got a 15-year bid.
Bid? A bid is street slang for a prison sentence.
Bid in jail. And no one knows the answer why. So when it boils down to it, it could be just the individual. They say God deals you out of hand. I don't know if I believe in all that stuff. They always say he made his decision once you was born. I don't know if I believe in that stuff. This is what you do with what you have, basically. For instance, you have people that actually was here when this project was built. This is 50 plus years. Now they are actually talking about getting rid of the people that's here, rebuilding this, and talking about high rise and stuff. What do you do with these people? I actually talked to a lady other day in the rent office. She said she was the second person in this project. Okay, the second person in this project, when you could have about 7 plus, that's spooky, number one. She said she came here, her son actually still lives with her. But he went to the army, he moved out, but he came back because him and his wife broke up. They're charging her a rent fee of a check that she gets every month. She worked all her life. How are you charging her $1,000 plus when she only get one check that is $1,000 plus? Then these are the people that started the foundation of this community. Now you think about it. It's not the project. Yeah, she's paying her rent, but she helped out the A, the B, the C, the D, all these stores stay irrelevant. Why? She's in there. She's shopping. She's part of the community. When you take them away, what do? I'm lost myself. And then you want to override it with the people that are rich. Throw them out. Where do you throw them? Where do you put them? Okay, how do they survive? Period. If you're taking the check that they're getting just for rent, what does she do to survive, like you just said? Understand, when you got the projects, you have gas, light, all that, electricity. That's included. She still have to eat. Okay, she travels, she has doctor's appointment. Okay, she has coverage. She might have to pay a co-pay just for her medication. How does she do that? But this is what we are dealing with in New York. See, those are the things that I could say that you really not going to miss it in New York. It's been like that for years, and it's going to continue to be that. And right now, it's getting worse. You just got to move on and just try to fight through it the best way you can. Like when people beg on the trains, I can't help everybody, but I do whatever I can. And I don't even have that much to give. I'm trying to struggle to get from A to B. But it's usually us. It's the A and B people that help people like that. The people up here, they stay there. The people that's down here, work with that. Yeah. They want to keep that like that. I don't even know if society know how to adjust to anything else but that. Rich stay rich, poor stay poor. And if we was to break the barriers and change that, how would we become as people? We don't believe in being, it's cutthroat. We don't believe in sharing and making sure everybody could be at least comfortable. I'm not saying rich or comfortable. Nobody's starving. But sometimes they push you to the limit, and that's New York. That's New York, man. And New York has great places now. Don't take it wrong. I'm not talking bad about New York. I love New York. I was born and raised here, man. Love it, love it. Learned a hell of a lot. And me being the entertainer that I was, a dancer for so many years, I enjoyed New York. It had its points. But now I'm good. I'm really good. I'm really good, yeah. Like they say, if you can make it here, you can make it anywhere. And I proved myself here. Not as big as I wanted to, but I proved myself here. You know? So I'm content with it. With New York. If I leave it, I will be all right. You know, and the way they're changing it, they're taking our history away a lot to change. The new buildings, the new this. It's like they don't want to save it and rebuild it or maybe touch up this, touch up that, upgrade this and that. They're just stripping us. So when we come to New York, we look like a person that's from overseas or foreigner. Like, oh man, dang, I didn't know they did this show. And we was born and raised here. We walked in the building. For instance, I love what they do to Apollo. Awesome. Still our home. But how many places that we have like that? Not many. Not many. Not many.